Hey mom, what time was I born? Son, please stop talking to her. Guilty. Been there, done that. Love that. Because why not? Astrology is such a great tool to filter the potential boyfriends. Because by looking at someone's birth chart, you can tell right away what kind of person is sitting right in front of you. So you don't have to waste your time. And time is money. Time is precious, so we're not wasting our time going for first, second, third date and whatever. I love asking people for their birth date and birth time on the first date. Let's just check it right away so I know what to expect and see if it's even worth continuing the conversation. This episode will save you so much time in your dating life. I wish I had that episode for myself back in the day. Save it. Come back to it when you have a potential candidate. It's going to be super simple, straightforward. Let's dive in. When we meet a new person, when we go on the first date, everyone is trying to impress another person and to show up as the best version of themselves. And then in a couple months, those masks start falling off, but we don't have those couple months. We want to see it right away. So next time you're on a date with someone that you like or might be falling for, ask for his date of birth, place of birth, and time of birth. With those three things, you can check out everything about your potential lover. You go to Google, you type in free natal chart, you go to any website that will build his natal chart for you, and you look at the 5 major placements, which are the sun sign, the rising sign, also called ascendant, the moon sign, Venus sign, and Mars sign. There is much more than that. Also, if you dive deeper, there are some conjunctions, oppositions of the planets and different aspects to one another. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not an expert. But even by looking at 5 major placements, you can already build a good enough picture of who he is. Consider this Astrology 101 for dating. The first thing that you will see is his sun sign. You all know your sun signs. That's the main sign you've been identifying yourself with your entire life. For example, I was born in November, so I am a Scorpio. The main astrological sign is the sun sign. What does it mean? The sun is the essence of who you are. His sun sign would be the essence of who he is, his true personality. So we need to be paying a lot of attention to that. The rising sign or ascendant is how people perceive him. The rising sign and the sun sign can be completely different. Also, the rising sign affects the way he looks. Moon sign is his emotions, the way he is in the comfort of his own company, his own home. The Venus sign is very important, girls, so pay attention. Venus sign is the type of woman he's attracted to, the way he shows up in romantic relationships, and also the way he shows up with money. So Venus is the planet that is responsible for both love and money. Love those 2 words, especially if they come together. Turns me on. And finally, Mars is the masculine planet, the planet of action. Mars is how he is taking action, how he's showing up in his life, how he's going after his goals. So for me, those 5 placements create quite a complete picture of someone's personality. And that gives me an idea if he is someone I should investigate more and give a chance to. Oh, and Mars can also show you the way he's in bed. Write down. I'm telling you, you can learn things right away. Let's discuss every zodiac sign one by one. First zodiac sign is Aries, fire sign, masculine sign. Aries is a natural born leader. Always has to be number 1. Super competitive, loves the challenge, and always gets what he wants. I personally love Aries men because I think they are the definition of a true hero. Like that guy from a movie that will be fighting for the love of his life, the one who would beat villain's ass, save the princess, kill the dragon, that type of man. A true hero. He'll be this traditional provider and protector, a very committed and loyal partner. On the other hand, Aries is very impatient. No patience whatsoever. They want everything right now. right here. They can become aggressive. Those fiery emotions can come up. They can be prone to conflicts. But if you find your way around it, and if he's mature enough, he can handle that. In my opinion, Aries would be definitely a green flag. And remember, we are looking at all the 5 placements. So he can be Aries Sun, he can be Aries Moon, he can be Aries Venus, and so on. Interpret those qualities in relation to a specific aspect of life. Personality, emotions, love, money. You got the drill, right? My first love was an Aries. He was just the best first boyfriend I could wish for. He truly made my life a fairy tale. He was very attentive and he was spoiling me. He was my hero. Highly recommend. Moving on. Taurus. Moo. Stubborn. Stubborn as fuck. Good luck convincing Taurus that he's not right. Let me know how that goes. Taurus is an earth sign, feminine sign, very grounded in material world. Taurus man loves luxury. He loves eating delicious food. He loves everything nice and of good quality. He loves to sleep. He loves to enjoy life. Doesn't handle change very well. Taurus loves the stability. Can be indecisive because getting out of the comfort zone is not attractive for Taurus. But they're good husbands, good family men. My dad is a Taurus, so I know that sign very well. I personally dated Taurus and I would consider dating them again, but only if they have some fire placements in their chart as well to move things for them to be more actionable. Otherwise, he's not gonna catch up with me. The next one is the worst zodiac sign. I'm sorry, Geminis, but you are, especially Gemini man. You want to be traumatized? Hang out with a Gemini man. I think the only woman that would be okay in a relationship with a Gemini man is a Gemini woman. You know why? Because Geminis, they wake up as a brand new person every single day. He might have been in love with you yesterday and telling you how you're gonna build your life together, buy the house, have kids. But the next day, he wakes up a completely different person who doesn't remember any of it. And he goes on with his life, which is normal for them. Geminis are very fun and intellectual because Geminis are ruled by Mercury. And Mercury is all about communication. Gemini men will talk their way into your panties fast. Warned you, but they're gonna disappear with the same speed. They will tell you all the fun stories and they can talk non-fucking stop. But good luck making any plans with them. Good luck building a long-term stable relationship with them. Good luck being their one and only. Johnny Depp is a Gemini. We all adore him. His charisma, his personality. He's such a talented actor. But look at his personal life. I think the whole world watched the court show happening between him and Amber a couple years ago. That was fun. I've dealt with way too many Geminis in my life. And let me tell you, the moment I see that he's a Gemini, it's a no for me. It's a hell fucking no. And thank God 2 dating apps that I'm using right now show their zodiac sign right away because there are some signs that are a no-go for me. And Gemini is the top one. Sorry, Geminis. You are fantastic people, but please stay the hell away from me. Love and peace. Stay crazy. And that is because Gemini is an air sign. It's the lightest sign. I think Geminis trigger me so much because I wish I could be as light as them, but I can't. I've learned a lot from them. These people just live their best lives every single day. Bravo. The next one is Cancer. Cancer is a water sign, and water signs are all about deep emotions. I was married to a Cancer man, and Cancer man would be a good family man because Cancers love being at home. They are family guys. They love cooking. They love the whole family bonding time, staying at home, watching movies, being cozy on the couch. That's Cancer vibe. They're gonna feed you so much that you will gain a few extra pounds, so get ready for that. Happened to me. They will cry during the movies. They love children. They love animals, but also because they're so emotional, you will have to put up with that. And sometimes from my experience, Cancer men, they like to drink a little bit too much because emotions are overwhelming and you need to bring the volume down a little bit. But in general, can't say anything really bad about Cancer men. Would I date one again? Probably not. But if I had to choose between Gemini and Cancer, of course Cancer. The next one is Leo. And I can relate to Leo a little bit because I'm a Leo rising. But Leo man is a different type of circus. Leo is a fire sign. They are the center of the universe. The world is spinning around the Leo, and Leo is the star of that show. Always on stage, always looking fabulous, being the king of this world. In case of healthy and mature Leo, he can be a great leader. He's very loyal and very picky on his partners because Leo man wants the best looking girl. She has to be model looking, smart, passionate, just the dream girl. They do want the dream girl and they're not gonna settle for anything else because they deserve the best. In case of immature and unhealthy, traumatized Leo, that's a pure narcissist. I don't like to use labels, but that's a representation of pure narcissism, where no one really gives a fuck about anyone except the Mr. Leo. I actually went on a date a couple of days ago with a Leo. It was the second date. And during our first date, I asked him a lot of questions about himself. He has an interesting lifestyle, and I was very curious to get to know the details of how he balances his workouts and his health routine and supplements. But I realized that he didn't ask me a single question about myself, so I decided to give him a second chance, a second date, to fix that. Guess what? He did not ask me a single question about myself. The entire second date, he was talking about himself again. How he was on TV show and everyone was clapping for him because he was the best. When I asked him when is his birthday, he said the best day and the best month. And I said, and I guess the best year? So yeah, could be tough. But at the same time, a guy from a couple years back, he was a Leo and he's the one who was very generous with gifts and compliments and treated me like royalty. Use your discernment. Will I date a Leo again? Probably yes. If he's mature and uses his leadership qualities for a good purpose instead of being self-absorbed. That brings us to Virgo. I've seen a few of those as well. Some people say Virgos are the best husbands because Virgos are very logical and analytical. They have systematic approach and they're always thinking long term. Virgo won't be investing time in you if he's not interested because the way he thinks, he probably analyzes if you can be his future wife on the first date. I won't be surprised if Virgo has an Excel spreadsheet where he types all the notes on different points after each date. Organized? Yes. Very clean? Yes. Most likely, his t-shirts are organized by color. Don't you dare move something in his house. Because yeah, he will notice. And yes, he will tell you that. Can be extremely picky. Can be very annoying. But at the same time, very traditional. He will be the provider. He will be the protector. He will be focusing on his work because he needs to be successful in order to feel good about himself. Very grounded, earth sign. My moon is in Virgo, and I can relate to some of those qualities. Would I date Virgo sun again? No. Would I date Virgo moon? Probably yes. Libra. That's another no-go for me. If I see in his profile that he's a Libra, sorry, not gonna happen. Libra is an air sign. It's not as bad as Gemini's, but it's not far from there. It could be really hard for a Libra man to make decisions because Libra is always about trying to find the balance. Do I go right or do I go left? Do I like this girl or do I like that girl? Libras will be dressed really well because they care what other people think of them a lot. So he's gonna be dressed well. He's gonna have a lot of friends. I'm not sure how deep and meaningful those friendships would be. He is a social butterfly. And even though they are striving for partnership, because Libras feel good when they are in partnership with another person, it can be hard for them to commit. And also just personal observation, a lot of cuckoo issues up here. No offense, this is the general information, and every person is a mix of those 5 placements, right? I'm giving you a very simplified description so you know what to look for. The next one is Scorpio. It's very interesting that throughout my entire life, I never dated a Scorpio. Some people say that Scorpio and Scorpio is a great combination, but somehow it just never happened in my life. I would be curious to test it out, but only with mature Scorpio. Some people say that Scorpio is the most toxic sign. I don't agree with that. I only agree with that in the case when the Scorpio is immature, when the Scorpio didn't do any self-development work on himself, then he can be very toxic because Scorpios feel so deeply. They want to own you, be a part of you. They can be possessive. But also I've heard that Scorpios are best lovers. I don't know. If you're a man and a Scorpio and you're watching me, send me a message. But jokes aside, Scorpios are very deep people that look for a connection, look for deep, meaningful connection. We can't do surface level relationships. It's either everything or nothing for us. We're gonna crawl into deepest, darkest corners of your soul. Find the things that you're ashamed of and love them fully. That's the type of relationship we're looking for. Physical connection is not enough. Intellectual connection is not enough. It has to be everything. Mind, body, and soul. Puzzle. Click. I've also heard that Scorpio men can be controlling and jealous. And again, I think it's about maturity, and if a Scorpio man did inner work, then he's probably the most loving, loyal, and accepting partner. Let me know if you find a Scorpio like that. I would be willing to fly to another country to meet them. But it's very interesting that throughout my life, somehow I was protected from Scorpios. Sagittarius, a fire sign. Sagittarius man is adventurous, outgoing. He has so many friends. He is the fire of the friends group. He's up for anything. You wanna climb the mountain today? Let's fucking do it. Skydiving? Sign me up. Let's go camping? When can we leave? Let's go party? I'm already dressed. Let's go. Very optimistic, positive energy, kind, cool people. I think I can be best friends with Sagittarius man. I like that approach. Will I date him? I don't know, because he'll probably say, why spend money on a hotel when we can stay in a tent and have fun and observe the moon and the stars? But I don't think that at this age, I'm supposed to be living uncomfortable life. Regardless, awesome people, amazing friends. And that brings us to Capricorn, another earth sign. My personal favorite when it comes to men, and at the same time, it traumatized me so deeply that I'm not even sure if I'll consider them again. Good things about Capricorns, they're very traditional. Traditional values, traditional woman-man roles. They're very success and career oriented. They are very money oriented. So Capricorn will be a wealthy, good husband that will support the wife, let her do whatever she wants. He will be successful at his career because he's so determined. Great family values. Luxury, but he can be emotionally distant unless his other placements compensate for that. Can be cold, strict, and also because they work so hard, Capricorns tend to use substances or drink alcohol just because they work so hard and they need something to help their brain relax. Maybe I'll give Capricorn a chance again, just not Capricorns from my past. Aquarius, another air sign. While I think Aquarius people are very cool and they are the people of new age, the people that are breaking free from traditional perceptions of the way life should be. They break old patterns. They have very innovative thinking. They're people of new technologies. They're people of innovative views. Very unique. not like anyone else. And I admire that in people. I really do. But they love their freedom. They love their detachment because they have their own views on what relationship should be. Aquarius man can be the one who would expect you to be in a threesome relationship, for example, which is normal for him. Or he would want to live in a separate households, which is again breaking those standard traditional views on the relationships. But they will also respect your freedom. They will respect your self-expression, never judge you. It's like this cool alien boyfriend. If you are into aliens, consider dating an Aquarius. Might be as close as you can get to dating an alien. He will dress up weird as shit and he will love it. And chances are people around him will love that too. This revolutionary, experimental, charismatic guy might have tattoos all over his face, like Russian rapper Morgenstern. I love him, by the way. He's the definition of Aquarius man, if you know who I'm talking about. I admire him for his personality and his self-expression, but being in a relationship with him, good luck, whoever is next. That brings us to the final zodiac sign, which is Pisces. And this is another sign that I will never date. Pisces is a water sign. And while Cancer is more family oriented, could cry a little bit, but also will go and eat and be okay. And Scorpio is more about intensity and sexual energy. Pisces is just mentally fucking crazy. Alcoholics, Pisces. Drug addicts, Pisces. Mental health issues, Pisces. Control freaks, Pisces. Should I even continue the list? Best manipulators, Pisces. Because they see through you, they have incredible intuition, and they will use it against you. Again, I'm talking about immature Pisces man. But honestly, I have never met a mature Pisces man. I met a Pisces man who was in his 50s and he was still the same list of qualities that I just mentioned. At the same time, they're hopeless romantics. They live in their own world, their own fairy tale that they created for themselves. And if it's a kind, positive fairy tale, it's beautiful. But if it gets a little bit darker, it gets dark all the way to the bottom. I always say that Pisces, they've seen the bottom of the ocean. They've seen it all. He may fall in love with you on the first date and start telling you that you're the one and start picking kids' names for your future children, but don't fall for it. The next day you don't respond to his text in 10 minutes, he will make sure to point that out. Who were you with? Who were you cheating with? On him? Huh? So ladies, this is a basic overview of what each zodiac sign stands for. Remember, it's a combination of different placements that represents someone's factory settings, the qualities he was born with. Then it's up to you to use your discernment and see where on his personal journey he stands. Is he mature enough, or is he still in the very beginning? Did he manage to overcome his weak spots? Or no. The way I do it, if his natal chart is looking okay to me, I would give a guy a chance. But if he is a Gemini with some Libra and Pisces, adios amigo, no fucking way. I hope this helps you. I hope you find the love of your life, or at least a wealthy sugar daddy, a great lover, an awesome friend. I love you. Until the next time.